Hello, fifth grade. Um, Glad to see you all today. I just wanted to make it clear that I'm taking this whole online learning thing very seriously, and if you've thought differently, I want you to understand that this is serious. This is important. So today we're going to do another read loud. We're going to read from Husky, um, and we're going to be thinking about theme. You did theme in the last book in Seraphina's Promise, so by this point you are theme experts. Remember, theme, a universal lesson, right? You think about the character, the lesson the character learns, and then you make it universal for everyone by using words like everyone should, or next time, or you don't have to, but you make it some big thing that we can learn from the character, okay? So I want to look at this scene where Dux has a little bit of a kind of party sort of thing by himself. A little stay-at-home party. So anyways, I'm at page 159. It's in chapter 12 that you read the other day. Taking this very seriously. 159. The first thing I need to do is put on music. My music as loud as I want and whatever I want. It's hard to pick whatever you want when you really can get whatever you want. I go for something loud and big, sometimes something that is all drama and violins and horns and that shakes the floor when things really start happening. Or I could listen to something so sad that it's hard to get all over the terrible things as they happen. Or maybe a mix of the two. I might go for terrible and sad, but I sort of want something big and loud. It would be a shame to waste all this space alone and not fill it with something. I pick Madama Butterfly. It's both big and really sad. I think the saddest one. Or maybe tonight it's because she gets left. It's all about this girl in Japan named Coco-san. She falls in love with an American ship captain named Pinkerton. He loves her too, or at least he does in the first act, and he marries her. There's a big wedding, and she even becomes a Christian for him. But after he has to sail back to America and promise he'll be back. So Coco-san gets left, and she waits and waits and waits. I bet this opera is a symbol of something, but that's not what we're focusing on today. Today we're focusing on theme. Very serious. No time for that. And she waits and waits and waits. And he never comes back, and she has his baby, and the baby waits too. And all the while, Pinkerton's back in America, probably looking over the cell phones and going to makeover parties and everything cool that Coco-san doesn't get invited to because she's stuck in Japan with her baby. And he forgets her, but she doesn't forget him. She just keeps waiting and waiting and waiting. When he does come back, he shows up with his new wife, a cute little American girl named Katie. I've always hated the name Kate for that reason, which is not a nice thing because Kate Boylan in my class is actually pretty nice. So Pinkerton comes back to Japan with Kate Barf, and he wants to take Coco-san's baby, and then Coco-san still loves him, and she says, yes, take my baby, take all the times that we had together, and that we were really nice, and all the fun we had together, and throw them away, but before you go, take me too. And then Coco-san stabs herself. When I read about it in the liner notes for the first time, I cried for a whole day. Because I sort of couldn't figure out how much one person is supposed to lose. Just everything. It's the saddest thing ever. And the music is beautiful and loud. So it's perfect for tonight. I put on the iPod loud enough that I can hear it downstairs in the kitchen while I decide what to make. I don't really get a chance to cook for myself a lot, so it's sort of an adventure. There's always a lot of food in the house, which is nice, but I don't totally know how to make a lot of stuff, and I don't want to burn the place to the ground if I make a mistake. I decide on macaroni and cheese, the powder kind, which is gooey a little bit, but it's also a little bit my favorite. But it is also a little bit my favorite thing. I make it without milk. Nanny hates that, but she's not here. I put on the water and wait for it to boil. Put on a little oil so the noodles don't stick to the pan. And page 162. When it bubbles up, I put them in. It's easy and done really quickly. I use about 3 pans and dishes, and I put them all in the sink when I'm done and sit down by myself at the kitchen table to eat. But now the table seems just too big for me. And then I remember that I'm alone, and I can do whatever I want. That doesn't sound like a really good idea, Dux. I have to keep reminding myself. I don't have to sit at the table with a napkin and a glass of water and remember not to put my elbows up like a truck driver, which is what Nanny always says to me when I do it. I can do that now, and I can look like whatever I want. I can be a truck driver. I can look like the worst truck driver even. I'm all alone. I got left. I can do whatever want. So I take my bowl of macaroni upstairs to the living room, which I would never be able to do, like ever, unless I had a TV tray and Nanny was with me. I don't even think of a TV tray. I just sit on the floor and scoop it out of the bowl right into my mouth. I even sort of kiss the bowl and get a little last bit. And I don't care. I walk around the living room eating the whole time. I would even drop a noodle, which if anyone was home, I would have caused a huge yell from Nanny, but she's not here. And even if she were, I wouldn't be able to hear her over the music. I'm liking this. I like the chance to be alone and drop a noodle and listen to music, even sad music, the saddest music I know. And I like walking around eating gooey noodles, which only I like. I like the chance to do what I want without having anyone be around to remind me what I'm supposed to do or even be. Being alone and doing what you want, even if it's stupid or dumb or ugly or gross, is all okay because no one is there to tell you otherwise. I even eat the dropped noodle off the floor. Coco San is singing about waiting for the cannon to blast off Pinkerton's ship when he comes into the harbor. And the sound she has sort of been hoping and hoping for, and I forget it happens in the recording, but boom! The cannon blasts, and it's so loud the whole floor shakes, freaking me out. I drop the bowl. And it flips around as it falls to the floor with big gooey clumps of macaroni going everywhere. Everywhere. Honest. It's a huge mess, and the music is so loud I can't even think. What am I supposed to do now? I turn down the music first and run to get paper towels and window cleaner, just something to spray on the goo as I pick up the noodles from all over the floor and a little on the wall. I put them, all of them that I can find, back in the bowl and wipe everything off with the spray. I end up using so many paper towels we almost run out. I just want it not to have happened. I shouldn't have done all those things I'm not allowed to do. Even if I was alone, I should have been good and waited and sat at the kitchen table and eaten everything in the quiet alone and waited until Nanny came home or Mom. Or just gone to bed and not done anything but waited and waited like Coco San. Then wouldn't I have just gotten replaced by Kate anyway? I never know what to do, and definitely not on my own. Things like this happen, and I don't know if I'm as ready as I say I am to be at home alone, or if I'm a grown-up at all. I clean up all the noodles, so I guess I know what to do. I wash all the dishes and put everything away like nothing ever happened. But it's the panic of being alone when the bowl drops that scared me the most. What if I didn't know what to do? And what if no one ever came home to find me again with all those clean dishes and dirty paper towels again? What if I really get left? What a little chapter, right? I think that's a great example where we can pull some themes from, right? We obviously see Ducks create a problem for himself, get over it, learn something from it, and we can make that into a universal theme. So the lesson Ducks learn, well, the conflict is, right, he thinks he can, have like a me party and, be really irresponsible in the house, so then he makes a mess. He deals with it by, like, cleaning it up by himself, all of it, and it's kind of ruined. He kind of learns that, like, if he wants to be, like, mature and he wants to be, like, grown as he thinks he is, well, Nanny's not always going to be there to clean up after him. Mom's not always going to be there to clean up after him. Kind of, in some ways, like, if he wants to be grown and mature, like, he has to deal with some stuff on his own that maybe isn't so fun. So, let's make it into a theme. Everyone should know that as you get older, you take on more responsibility. Everyone should know that if you make a mess, you got to clean it up. And that goes with small things like a bowl of macaroni and cheese, but it could go with big things. If you create a problem, you have to solve it. It's on you. Next time you should slow down, be more thoughtful. These are all themes and lessons that we can learn from Ducks making his mistakes. So that was quick, short, sweet, and of course serious, because as I said, I take this very serious. So I hope you enjoy the next two chapters. You're getting pretty close to the end of the book. I look forward to hearing the themes that you find and seeing that in your writing. And as I've said, hard work, take this seriously, and I think you can count on me coming to the rest of these with such professional attire. Okay? Have a nice afternoon. We'll be in touch 5th grade. Bye-bye.